In this video, I'm going to talk to you about when you need a new wedge and how often you should change. So I've got this rule. If you are a member at your club and you're playing in the championship flight, you probably need at least 3 to 4 lob wedges a year. I always tell members and amateur golfers, I mean, it has a lot to do with, there's a lot of factors, like how many shots do you hit, how much golf do you play? And I figure if you're in the championship flight and you're not playing in the net, you play a lot of golf, you practice a little bit, and the real big key is you don't want your new clubs and your older clubs, something you're about to change, to be too far apart. So 3-4 months is a good number. But I'm gonna tell you, it has nothing to do really with like how much wear is on the bottom. This is only, I'm gonna say about 800 to 1,000 bunker shot. It has less to do with like the wear pattern on the bottom. You can see that in this one here, it's really worn out in the bottom, right in the middle, in the front. But this is only, I'm gonna say about 800 to 1,000 bunker shots. So if I hit 200 a day, that's 5 practice sessions. It's not so much about that. It's the difference in the grooves and in the shots you hit. You can kind of see, if you look really closely, what happens to these, the face area gets pitted and there's less friction. And a lot of times I could tell visually by the level of golfer you are. Do I need a new wedge? Or like if you're playing once a month, you really don't. You can use a lob wedge for 2 years. I know some of the manufacturers are going to hate that I say that, but it's the truth. If you're playing 12 rounds a year, you probably don't need a new one. If you're playing once a week, twice a week, you probably need one, at least 2 60-degree wedges, 2 lob wedges a year. Sand wedges, your 56 degree, you don't change as often as your 60. I don't recommend that you order a set of wedges like the full set gap wedge, sand wedge, lob wedge and change every time. We usually use the highest lofted club the most. It makes the biggest difference, so I recommend that every time you change your lob wedge twice or 3 times, you change your sand wedge once, and your gap wedge, in my opinion, goes 2 life cycles as you do with your sand wedge. So I use my gap wedge for the whole year, and but when it comes to a lob wedge, I'll go through 12 to at least 16 a year. Another way to really know is if you're a really good player and from like 50 yards you can hit that spinny shot with your lob wedge, and sometimes when you're just not getting that bite on the face and it's not leaving marks, like golf ball marks in the middle of the face when you hit a good shot and you're playing in the afternoon, it's a good time to get a new lob wedge. When you get a new lob wedge, when you go out to the middle of the fairway, you give yourself a good line, you hit one, we all know it leaves a mark on the golf club. And the older the club gets, you'll start losing that friction. So think about the date, think about how much golf you play, should you use it? Do you get one like every 3 months or 4 months? And I recommend amateur golfers just ordering the whole set for the year. So just say, I'm gonna order a 50 degree, 2 56 degree, or 2 sand wedges, and then 3 or 4 lob wedges, and say that's my wedge setup for the whole season. Practice and change on the schedule. I like to use my old wedges for bunker practice, so you don't wear out your gamers or your tournament wedges. And that's going to help you spin the ball, which I love spin, and improve your short game a lot. So I hope this video helped. We'll see you in the next video.